What is going on, everybody? My name is Corey, and welcome back to the second podcast episode for Sportz Beast. I got your boy Cody from Ballers on a Budget. Everybody say hi to him. He is a bird today.
Fly free, baby.
Today is going to be just kind of an opinionated, tell me what you think. Obviously, you don't have to look up any stats, any players, you don't have to look nothing up. You could shut your computer off if you wanted to.
This is the easy videos for us.
The easy videos.
We just get on here, we sound like assholes, and we're out. Okay.
So I've got 3 topics. Cody has 1, I believe. We're going to throw his in a little bit towards the end. We'll get there when we get there, kind of deal. Cool?
Let's get it.
Cool. First one I want to talk about starts at 6:30 p.m. on TNT, June 1st, which is, what's today? The 26th? 6 days away. 6 days away. The match. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes versus Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady on the golf course. Now, they did this last year, but it was just Rodgers versus Brady.
But then they were paired with actual golf stars, I do believe. I don't know who.
Yeah. Yes, they were. I don't remember who they were as well.
Now, this time, they're not going to be paired with golf stars?
No, I think it's just 2-on-2.
See, this is what I like. It's normal people like me and you. If we went onto a court, we have our normal 8-hour jobs. They have their normal jobs, as in football or basketball, whatever it may be. And then they're going to they're going to look like actual normal human beings when they step on that golf course. And this is what I love, because when you're watching them on TV, you're like, this is ridiculous. How does anyone get this talented? And then you realize they're just as human when you see them swing that damn golf club. So I love it. I do wish they would change the name of this. Quit calling every golf thing the match.
Yeah,
this is what they called it last year, dude.
Yep. I think they're going to continue to call it the match.
It's like, it's unoriginal.
Forever.
Like, as much as I like UFC, just naming it UFC 1, UFC 2, UFC 3, and then you just put the people that's headlining it.
Yeah. When I was reading up on this, obviously, they're football players. They're still going to trash talk on the court or on the course. Sorry. They're still going to
completely different sport.
Yeah, they're still going to trash talk amongst each other. And when I was looking this up, it says Rodgers was telling his perspective or what he thought was going to happen. He said, he was on I forget what it was called, but he was talking to Charles Barkley on something. It might have been one of the playoff segments that he does, obviously. He said, I've done my scouting report and I heard that Josh was terrible at Pebble Beach. And Pat had played the last couple of years in Tahoe, but hasn't broken 80 yet. I think he's closer to being on a team with you, meaning Charles. No offense, but I feel good about our chances this year.
Yeah, so, I have to agree with that.
Right off rip, you gotta love the trash talk. And we were talking a little bit ago about Rodgers and how he's kind of half in, half out of the NFL. Basically, this guy's a part-time quarterback who wants to do literally anything else but be in the NFL. So this is perfect for somebody like him.
Yeah.
So this matchup comes across your screen on FanDuel or DraftKings. Who do you take to win?
So it's Brady and Rodgers.
Brady and Rodgers versus Allen and Mahomes.
Yeah, all day I'm taking Brady's and Rodgers. They've already had a year of this. They're insane. This is why they're so good at their own sport. It's because the competitiveness just seeps out of them. It doesn't matter if they're playing fucking tic-tac-toes.
Yeah.
They're going to be competitive as shit, and I love that. And they already had this deal last year, playing with real golf pros, getting their opinions on their swings. The golf pros going behind them, touching them on the hips, turn this way a little bit. But they've already had all that shit. So unless Allen or Mahomes starts taking lessons quickly, I think this is going to be a fucking dog walk.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would take those two 9 times out of 10.
One thing I want to mention about golf, dude. Me and my girlfriend were just talking about this the other day. We drove by a golf course and I started yelling like, I want to go golfing. I haven't been golfing in like a year. Yeah. And she's like, oh, but golf's so boring.
No.
Like, you ever played it? Because I'll go 40 over and I still have fun. Like, I'm not a pro and I'm about to go out there and have fun. About to cook myself in the sun, drink a little beer, and just have fun. I don't care how bad I am.
Use up 3 mesh bags of golf balls, which are like 20 per bag. Come out, no balls.
Every time we come to any water, we're losing 3 of them.
Yeah, the first one's directly in, no matter how high up you swing.
We don't play for real. There ain't no water hazards where we're from. We just drop a new ball and play it, okay?
That one in the water? Yep, I'm dropping it on the other side.
This is what I love about golf. Imagine if any other sport, I literally can't even think of another real sport that does this. Esports isn't a sport. Get the fuck out of here. You're sitting on your ass using your thumbs. As much as I like video games, it's not a fucking sport. Golf is the only one where they can literally take anybody from any other sport and pull them in and have an event. Imagine if UFC tried that. Was it Aaron Rodgers versus fucking somebody in Aaron Rodgers' weight class? I don't know how much Aaron Rodgers weighs.
Yeah, I don't know. But
it's probably a little bit too much for him to be stepping into that weight class.
Yeah, UFC 300. Serena Williams.
Serena Williams versus Thug Rose or something. Yeah, that'd be nuts, dude. As entertaining as that would be, it wouldn't last long. That's why golf is so good. They can have UFC people. They can have basketball. And Steph Curry's got his own golf show.
Yeah.
Hole in one. I mean, come on. This is why golf is so good. And it's not, golf is boring to watch. It's fun to play, boring to watch. And then when I watch golf, I'm watching the players. That's why I would potentially watch the match, because I'm watching the players. I'll watch Tiger Woods, Brooks Koepka, and John Daly, just because they're entertaining as shit. And that's how golf is so good. That's how they're going to thrive, is they're pulling entertainment from other sports and bringing it to their sport. I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And like you said, I would take Rodgers and Brady to win this one. And here's my reasoning behind that. Aaron Rodgers, like we already said, is 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the NFL.
He may pursue golf full time.
That's what I was thinking. He will literally do anything as long as he doesn't have to be fully committed to the NFL.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's still competitive. Why wouldn't he be good at this? And I'm sure when he was taking time off last year or in the offseason, he was hitting some golf balls. And even if Tom Brady wouldn't have played last year in the match, I still would have taken this just because the amount of competitiveness, I'll say it again, that this dude has is absolutely insane. When he puts his mind to something, you can just see he's going to give it 110%.
We ain't the same, dude. Because if I got drafted in the 6th round, you best believe I'm making a home on that bench until I'm done. I ain't going to try to improve. Like, you already told me you don't like what you see. So I'm just going to milk it for all it's worth at the end. Where Tom Brady comes in, drafted 6th round, viewed as terrible, and then he comes in is one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, literally the greatest
in my life
to ever play the game. Yeah.
For anything.
But the question is, money, how much money would you like to see? Because obviously you're in it to see them play, to see these quarterbacks play golf.
Yeah.
But how much money do you want to see them bet each other?
Oh,
I'm not
bet
saying
each other?
I'm not saying you throw your money
Oh,
in.
I was gonna say, $1. Like
When whoever wins on the 18th hole or 9th hole or however many holes this thing is, how much money do you want to see them walk up and grab from the table?
at least $1 million, dude. Knowing their contracts, that ain't hurting them none. At least $1 million. They're all high rollers in their own sport. They're all competitive. I know we just talked about Brady and Rodgers' competitiveness, but these guys are young. They're still competitive as shit too. They still have tons of stuff to prove. We just haven't seen their competitiveness for 10 plus years like we have the other two. So, I mean, regardless, I think you put your money where your mouth is if you're going to talk smack and put $1 million on the table. Especially if one of my contracts is like 28 mil. Oh, what? I get $500,000 a month? Oh, no.
And that's only 500,000 between two of them. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's
James Harden throws that at the strip club.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, obviously they're getting paid to be on TV. They're getting paid for their appearances. Put a bet down. That's what everybody wants to see. Yeah. How much did y'all bet each other?
We want to see you lose. We want to see you win or lose. And if we're winning, we want to see you win a ton of money and flash it around. If you lose, we want to see your money get taken.
Yeah, especially if Allen and Mahomes pull the biggest upset ever.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my God.
I think that headline alone would rule the regular season.
Oh, I'm sure Allen would put Mahomes through the table that the money's sitting on. One, because they just won. Two, because they just won Rodgers and Brady's $1 million. Three, because he's from Buffalo.
Yeah. I don't know if they got pre-broken tables down there at the wherever they're playing at the golf match, but
I'm sure Josh Allen will bring one.
I want to see him put them through the top of the golf cart. Those things are already pretty much pre-broken tables. Yeah. You can't put anything on there. A branch falls on it. It's going to snap that thing in half. You might as well put Mahomes through it.
That's it for the match. Just a little, I wanted to see what somebody else thought about something like this, because I haven't really talked to anybody
seen a
about
headline,
something like this.
But when you're like, let's talk about it, I'm like, oh, I'm down. Okay.
Beautiful. The next one I told you, somebody threw a little bit of fisticuffs.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody threw a slap. The other person threw a fisticuffs.
Well, former Broncos, Brendan Langley, quarterback, who is now listed as a wide receiver for the Calgary Stampeders in the CFL. He was arrested last Thursday. He got in a fight with a United Airlines employee. They said, and you can't see the first slap in the video, or at least the video I saw. They said the employee slaps Langley. Langley slaps him back and then just proceeds to go to town. The video I saw throws a couple punches. Obviously, dude's a little wiggly. And then hits him again over the baggage counter, and you kind of lose him for a second.
Motherfucker took a ride on the carousel.
And then you just see his limp body just kind of fall into screen.
Dude, okay, I'm pulling up the video because I can't take it anymore. Okay.
And then he gets up and wants some more.
Oh, and Brandon lets him know. He's like, you want some more?
He wants some more.
The whole thing is funny, dude. Even if we had seen no punches thrown, like if it blacked out at the punches and then just cut to after, it would still be a hilarious fucking video. Because one, I want you to look at the flight, whatever the hell he is. He works for the airlines. I don't know if he's an attendant, whatever.
Just call him employee because I don't know what he does either.
Look at the employee's face when he throws his first slap, and then look at his face when he takes the punches. Like, it's a hilarious switch up too. And I want to tell you, because I know you like this show too. Does this guy not remind you of Sal from Impractical Jokers?
Oh, he does too. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm sharing it, dude.
You can just imagine. All right, now, Sal, now take a punch.
Sal, go up and slap this guy. Go up and slap this guy. Sal's like, he's going to beat the shit out of me.
the guy with the wheelchair, slap him.
Okay. All right, here's the video. We'll play it. We'll try to curb any of our talking until we let you guys watch it, and then we'll run back through it. Here it is.
Slaps him. So 3 good punches, 4, 5. And now he's ready. Oh, there's the slap from the employee. Boom. Hits him. Langley hits him. Langley hits him twice, and then he falls over.
Sal goes down.
Yeah. And now he's just a bloody mess. You want some more? He wants some more.
I love the person holding up a hand like, no.
So I think that's pretty much it, or at least that's all of what I saw. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. But I didn't know that they exchanged some slaps before the initial slap, to be honest. So I don't know who started it. Does it say anything on the article at all?
So in the article, it says the employee slaps him first. But in this video, Langley clearly slapped him first.
But it looked like they were already getting into it.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know what happens before the cameras start rolling.
And I'm pretty impressed because I didn't see the guy's weave game before this video either. So the weave game was on point for a second until he got backed up into a desk or something. But okay, I'm going to play back through this. What? I'm going to pause it at his face when he throws the unsuspecting slap when Langley thought it was done. Because a flight attendant walks up, and then Langley was like, all right, we're done here. Right here. Langley's done. He's backing up. He doesn't want anymore. He thought this guy's had enough and everything. You can see over to the right, another employee comes up. And then that's where Langley thought it was going to be over with. And that's where Volcano gets a cheap shot in. Watch his face right here. Boom. It was like a sneak attack. It was, dude. He like put his hands down to his sides as he took 2 steps toward him. Langley thought it was done. And then he, pat.
Yeah, play that again, because watch the slap. He like cups his whole face.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to slap and grab, like you do a fucking butt cheek or something. Watch. There was something after the slap.
He did too. He like shook his head.
Then right here, oh my God, dude, the flop was harder than I thought.
Oh, and he is wobbly. So I was digging into this a little bit, and what I heard was that this fight started because of the wheelchair. Obviously, I mentioned the wheelchair.
Oh,
already.
yeah, I did hear this. Okay, go on.
You can see it in the video as well. Langley's pushing a wheelchair through the airport with his luggage on it. Basically because I guess, and I don't do airports, I don't fly, whatever. I don't know if this is everywhere or just at airport. Apparently the carts that you get for baggage or luggage, you have to pay like $5 to use.
Damn.
And he's like, screw that. I'm using this wheelchair.
Hey, as a dude on a budget, I don't see any fucking fault in that, dude.
So that's fine until somebody rolls up to, no pun intended. I didn't even think of that. somebody comes up to the airport and needs a wheelchair.
I get that.
They don't have one.
I think I get both sides, but I ain't spending $5 for a fucking cart either.
But okay, look at it like this. You used to play for the Denver Broncos and still currently, at least from what I saw, play in the CFL. You can't spare $5 or $10 to use a cart for luggage.
Yeah, like I said, I see it from both points. I really do, because I see it from the point to where, like, that's a fucking scam. I'm not spending $5 to wheel my own luggage across the airport. That shit should be free. Like, I'm not spending $5 on a cart at Walmart to carry my groceries around.
But most luggage has wheels on it.
He's clearly not a baller, dude. He can't afford the luggage with wheels on it. And I don't know this guy's financial situation. Obviously, he's not balling like the rest of the NFL players. I don't know the contracts you get from Canadian football or anything like that. But I see it from his point. Like, fuck all this. If somebody's missing a wheelchair, it's the airport's job to go fucking find them one if they're out.
Yeah, I can see it from that point as well, especially because you're already at the place with, like, you don't carry 40 bags onto a plane. I do know that. The carousel is what the dude tripped over when he got his lights knocked out.
So he had to be done with the wheelchair.
Yeah, so
just take the wheelchair from him at that point.
Put his bags on the carousel for him.
You know what happened? This flight attendant was like, this privileged football son of a bitch. He's like, he wants to take a wheelchair from somebody who needs it. I'm going to make him need this wheelchair. And that shit backfired.
He's like, all right, let me get that wheelchair.
Right? Like, I'm woozy. Give me that wheelchair.
I'm woozy, coach. But yeah, I just thought it.
It's hilarious that somebody using a wheelchair for their baggage, it ends up being a fist fight. Yeah. Only in America, dude. Yeah. Only in America.
But yeah, I thought we'd both get a good kick out of that and what transpired.
I already got a kick out of it, but I'm glad I got to see that longer video because that was hilarious.
So our next and last topic of the day, of the episode, I should say, is a little competitive challenge was issued. I'm assuming as a joke, but since we talked about the match, I would kind of want to see this. And Cody's kind of cocked his head a little bit because I didn't tell him what this one was about. I was just scrolling through the news, and I think it was Twitter. Tom Brady was the one who issued the competitive challenge. And in this, it just said, to LeBron James, me and you, 5 rounds, ice hockey shootout, who wins?
Fuck. Has either of them even been on the ice?
See, that's exactly why I wanted to bring this up. Because, one, I don't think LeBron has, or at least I've never heard of it. But 2, Tom Brady seems like he may have when he was younger, or his son may have, which would in turn put him on the ice.
I did read something there was his son plays hockey.
Oh, see, I didn't know that, but I just had some kind of suspicion that somebody he was related to has done something like this, or at least plays some sort of hockey. And you know the competitiveness in both of them, because LeBron James replied and said, me, but I might be shooting from my knees, meaning he ain't that good on skates. So if Tom Brady can control the puck, I think obviously you got LeBron as goalie, who isn't as good on skates. I think Tom Brady would take it. I think Tom Brady would win it. And it might be just by one score. But I think he would be able to.
I don't know. This can't be right.
Because again, the competitiveness in this guy, and then you bring in another very strong competitor, both doing sports that have nothing to do with their original sport. I think I would definitely watch that. That is something I would put a $5-10 bet on. Give me Brady.
I think it'd just be hilarious for them both. Like I said, I like seeing these elite guys. Yeah, okay, I was right. His son does play hockey. That's what I thought. I thought I seen something about them saying Tom Brady's a hockey dad. And then I just Googled it. And then apparently there is a Tom Brady that used to play in the hockey league. So like my Google searches were going crazy. But, yeah, it says hockey dad Tom Brady. It shows a picture of him carrying his son's hockey stuff with his son dressed in hockey gear right behind him.
See, I just had the strongest feeling. I was like, either he has played or at least has been on skates and maybe like a pickup game or something. But I definitely have a feeling his son plays.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet my money on him being good.
No,
but
I would bet my money
he's an athlete in the end, though. I mean, he knows all the small body movements that are going to get the most out of anything. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. It's Tom Brady. He's a GOAT of the NFL. So,
as a bettor, you'd have to look at it as you don't have to be good. You just have to be better than the other player.
Yeah.
Right.
As a bettor, I would bet Tom Brady all day. I think white guys just thrive on the ice more.
Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of hockey. I don't completely understand it or even see where the puck is about 30% of the time. But
dude, we went to that one hockey game you took us to.
Oh, the Monsters game.
And I had to ask what every whistle was for.
Dude, I don't even know.
I'm lost when I watch it, but it's a hell of a sport. The fighting alone is enough to just keep the sport going.
Yeah, it's definitely a sport that I'm going to get more into throughout the next couple of years.
There's only so many hours in a day, man. But I would carve an hour out of any day of the week to watch Tom Brady and LeBron go at it. To watch these elite people make a fool out of themselves on the ice. I would love it.
Oh, absolutely.
It makes them a little bit more human in my eyes.
But even if they didn't completely make a fool of themselves, like to see them trying something that you haven't seen them do before, I think would just be like the biggest, which is why I think they do the match. I think that would be the biggest draw for people to watch that, to see LeBron James lace up some skates and get out there.
Earlier I said not many other sports reach out and have people like, oh, here's a star from this sport. I lied. Boxing has been doing that lately. Look at Nate Robinson.
Yeah,
not a good outcome for him. Frank Gore got a knockout.
But that
dude's like 80 years old.
That's like, I don't know what that is. I don't know how I feel about that because that's all the Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I don't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like their situation is a little bit different than like, I don't want to say actual boxing because they box. That's what they do. That's what they train for.
No names are boxing for Triller, though. Like, let's get real. The only name on any card is Paul, and that's it. That's it. Even his opponent is usually a no name. And if they have a name, they're a washed up name. No offense, Askren and Woodley. But you guys are washed up. I think even you guys would admit it. Washed up from how you were. Not saying that either of these dudes couldn't come and just beat me to a pulp because they're still fighters at the end of the day. But, yeah, Paul's calling out people way past their prime. And put them into a sport that they haven't done. To whereas Tom Brady's doing the same thing, but it's a GOAT of another sport. So that's kind of cool.
And the thing that's different about that in my eyes is Tom Brady's not going out and training and spending money on trainers every single day to do something to then call out the people that he knows that are less equivalent to him in this aspect.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, it's what they're doing. They train nonstop to be boxers, and they are calling out people who either used to be or are just like up and coming. Because I was watching a video of, I think it was a Jake Paul? Yeah. He said, I will fight. He was talking to somebody who owns a boxing organization. I don't know who it was. But he said, give me any of your fighters that has less than 10 fights.
The De La Hoya.
Oh, it might have been him.
Yeah. Oh, that dude's a piece of shit anyways. I love hearing Dana White going rants about him, but any of your fighter that has less than 10 fights, unfortunately, that's how boxing is though. Like if you're a name that's making a name for themselves, they're going to throw a lot of amateurs or people they know you can beat because they want to get your record clear up there to get you your own name to ultimately draw more views. Boxing has always been like that. There's an argument that Canelo did it for a while. He was fighting nobodies. There was an argument that what's his face was doing it too. Mayweather would only pick the fights he knew 100% for a fact he would win. Obviously, I don't know Mayweather's whole career, but
that part was more towards the end of his career.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Like it happens to boxers in the very beginning of their career to make the name, and then at the end of their career to stretch out
to keep
name.
It. Yeah. And from a business standpoint, it makes sense.
It does, but then
But for the fans,
it skews the whole
somebody.
Thing. Yeah.
Take an ass whooping. Who cares? Either way, you're getting paid. Who cares if you have a loss on your record? Fight somebody good. And it would benefit Triller as well. You're still getting in those bigger names. You're getting in more views for bigger names because of fighting. And a lot of people just want to see the Pauls get their ass whooped, to be honest with you.
I was just about to say that too. Like half the people are buying the fights to try to see you lose. Not saying that's what you want to do is go out there and lose.
I don't mind them. I don't like all the trash talk. I think Logan's a little bit better because he doesn't talk.
Oh, I love Logan, dude. I want Logan already announced he's gonna go run for president as soon as he hits that age that he's allowed to. You have to be so old to be a fucking president.
Like a 35 or older, I think.
Yeah. Well, he already said he's gonna run for president, and right now that's the only president I would fucking vote for. I've never voted for a president in my life, but if he was in the ballot, I'd vote for him.
See, and I like what they're doing because, I get it, especially being from the same freaking state. Yeah. I live 10 minutes away from where they grew up in Bay Village. So, I mean, I understand why and how they're doing it. But struggle is what makes, when you get knocked down, it's kind of what makes you as a person. You're like, all right, I just got kicked down by life or whatever it may have been. I'm going to get back up, learn from what mistakes I made, and then move on and get better.
Right.
So how are you doing that if you're picking the fights that you can win for sure and dodging all these other ones? It just doesn't make any sense to me as a fan.
No, not at all. That's why I can't stand what Jake's doing. Like I said, I like Logan 10 times more. I like Jake when he stuck to his fucking YouTube shit, stayed in his lane. And I don't care that Jake's trying to become a professional boxer, or he is a professional boxer, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Like you said, fight some names. I'm not saying I'm a boxer even good, but I used to box all the time in high school. After school, we'd get together 20 people deep and just throw on some gloves and go. Like I said, I wasn't good or anything, but when I got knocked down, that's when I was like, all right, as much as I want to get back up, am I going to? Like, I knew physically I can stand back up if I want to, but it's like, do I really want to keep fighting when I stand back up?
Yeah.
And I don't think anywhere Jake has shown any of that inner strength. He just shows the bully that's in him beating the people that he knows he can.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
It'd be like Kansas City Chiefs getting to choose their own schedule, and they're gonna fight everyone below a 500. Like
Yeah. Game 1, Detroit. Game 2, Jags.
more like
Bears.
1 through 16, Detroit. But no, it skews everything in the statistics. It skews how people view it all, because we all know Jake is talented as fuck, but talented compared to what? He hasn't fucking fought anybody.
Yeah.
The only thing he's shown me is he can beat up everybody who doesn't box. He's shown me so far any normal pedestrian he could whoop. Half of the boxers he could probably beat. That's because they're either no names or fading.
Yeah,
I refuse. I will refuse to say Logan Paul's a professional boxer until he actually fights someone worthwhile. Even Logan's not nearly as good as a boxer as Jake, and Logan fought Floyd. Granted, Floyd was kind of doing the same thing. He wanted a payday and knew he could win. But I applaud Jake for taking that.
Yeah, he went all 10 rounds with him too.
I think Floyd kind of let him go 10.
Well,
but
I mean, I understand. I'm not saying he's the greatest boxer ever, but just to be able to do that, I mean,
like he lost and everyone still respected the shit out of him. Jake's out here winning and no one respects him because of the people he's beating.
Because he hasn't fought anybody.
Look at Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz goes in there, he loses, but people respect the fuck out of him because the fight he puts up.
Yeah.
He walks into these fights, half of the country knows he's going to get stomped. I mean, knowing Diaz, he thinks nobody in the world can take him.
Yeah,
even after he gets knocked out, he'll stand up and be like, you can't do that again.
Yeah, he's physically sure that he is going to win that fight, no matter who it is.
Yeah. That's the only issue I see with it. But we got a little bit off of the Tom Brady hockey Twitter thing, but I think a lot of this whole podcast thing has just been about celebrities reaching elsewhere. It's hilarious.
Yeah. No, that's completely fine. It was just kind of a quick one anyway. I just wanted to see, because yesterday was the only time, or was it 2 days ago? I only saw one thing, and it said that Tom Brady issued a challenge to LeBron James. And I think to get those two in the same building, to be doing something like that, I would watch it once.
I say you guys do the hockey challenge and then put LeBron as your tight end for the Bucks, because damn. But okay, imagine this. We're normal motherfuckers. We got our 10 to 9 to 5s, whatever the hell you want to call them. Imagine if us everyday normal people like appeared at other jobs. Like today, bussing your table, we got Cody Lozier, normally on the assembly line number 3, but he's gonna bust your table today. Like, that'd be hilarious. I know sports aren't anywhere near the normal 9 to 5, but I think that shit would be hilarious as fuck.
that would be funny.
This girl who's normally a nurse, takes care of old people, is gonna be the tow motor operator today. Like, that would be entertaining, dude. That's some shit I want to watch. I want to watch a steel mill worker take the place of a plastic surgeon. Like,
yeah, from the nursing floor to the construction site.
Yes, dude, yes. Hell yeah. That's a crossover that everyone will watch.
Oh, God.
Instead of wearing the construction gloves, using the jackhammer, she's got those latex gloves on.
Oh, that's funny.
He's going in there operating. He's got a hard hat and some earmuffs and everything.
Yeah.
Scalpel. What was that? Scalpel.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, I'm ready to wrap this up if you are.
Let's wrap it up. Something I never did when I was younger. So,
okay. So that is it for the podcast second episode recorded today. Obviously, you got your boy Cody from Ballers on a Budget. Tell them where they can find you.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Ballers on a Budget.
Ballers on a Budget. Go check them out. Obviously, me, Sportz Beast, SPORTZ Beast on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for listening. We out.